So we were discussing this actual method. The visit adds up. What happens if you visit this kind of rule, right? And remember, that's why we labeled it, so that Antler can create a method for me here, and then I'm gonna decide what happens within the method, right? Now, if your rule is a visit adds up, right? So if your rule is a visit adds up, you decide what to do. Now look, see here's a constant add. Where does the constant come from? You ask yourself. I mean, it's not supposed. Look, that's where the constant comes from. When you compile our grammar, when generate the source code from our grammar, right? What Antler did, it says, okay, every time you see a symbol plus, you're gonna turn that into constant within Java code. Where is it? Grammar parser. Go up. See your constants, your final int add. When you ask yourself, where do these come from? Okay, these come from your lexer rules, right? Right. So that's the benefit of. I mean, there's the benefit, of naming these right here from the grammar. That's the benefit of assigning names to these literals, to these symbols. So there you can use them as constant and even assign values to these constants within Java code. Now down here, we're almost done with the eval visitor. If it's decimal, what do you do if it's decimal? So you're going to override another method. Just return the value of it. Right? There's no recursion needed. I know it's a decimal. I just visit that token. It's decimal. What do? I return the double value of that decimal. See? Now, finally, we're going to code the main method. Okay, I tried to stay true to what your book does. I didn't want to do anything more. So what is the main method? Okay, added some comments in here. Main method, so the structure probably is going to look the same. It's going to look the same every time you write a language application. So what you need, you're going to generate token stream from your input file. So whatever your input file is, in this case, it's just one liner, right? And you're going to see later how to make a multiple line. So you're going to turn your file in just token stream. And now the stream here, the input now is in the Java as an input stream. You create a lexer. Okay, you use Antler MPI, create a lexer based on the input stream. Then you create a parser, right? Based on parser that takes input from your lexer. You have the parser generate the parse tree. Okay, and then here's the most important part. Remember the eval visitor that you just did, that you yourself just did, the visitor? Here it is. Okay. You're going to take the visitor, you're going to instantiate a visitor object, and then you're going to have to ask it to visit what? To visit the tree that your parser just generated. And when it's done visiting, it's going to print the outcome of the computation. Remember, the computation is recursive, right? So if you start at the root of the tree, it's going to recurse left and right recursively until it gets to the bottom of the tree. And then when it's done, right, it's going to put the ID of the variable. It's going to put the value that you computed and then return it and print that value. Let's see if that even works. So I'm going to go here. So first of all, I need to compile everything. Because earlier we compiled, what did you compile earlier? Did you compile it? Let's see. I can go back. Okay, let me use my arrows. Okay, sorry about that. So let's go back to my commands here. Okay, I'm gonna compile everything this time. Not just the grammar files. I'm even gonna compile my visitor, and I'm gonna compile my my main. So I compile everything with Java extension. So I'm gonna go down here and start Java. Start Java. Okay, fine. And then I'm going to launch my Java program on this input file. So I'm going to say Java. Oh, by the way, for this Java C, you can always add Java C to your class path. I didn't want to do it because I mean, we use different operating systems, right? But the point is, you have to get your command, right, and then give it some parameters, some files to work with. But so Java, and then what's the name of my main? It's called main, and my input file is called what? Input.txt. Input.txt. Minus 3.1. Is that correct? Correct. Okay, so feel free to play around with it. So add more, more values and everything. Okay, and see if the program gives the right output. Okay, and that was that for our assignment 1. Of course, there are other ways of doing it. Hopefully, I'll be able to make videos about other ways of doing it that do not necessarily use a visitor. Okay, see you all later. If you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask.